So hi guys, this is my first tutorial on C++. So first of all, you should have Visual Studio downloaded. It doesn't matter which version. I have 2017. It doesn't matter if you have Community or the Professional. They're both free. So this is gonna be my C++ series. Okay. So now first, I'm not gonna show how to download Visual Studio because I already downloaded it and I can't bother with deleting it and downloading it again. So there are loads of other videos showing you that, but in this first lesson we'll specifically focus on making a project and just looking at the features of it. So first, to make a project, we press File, New, and a project should pop up there. Press on it, press Visual C++ in the corner because we're using C++, and Console Application. I will be showing what desktop and empty projects are later, but for simplicity we're just gonna do Console Application. So give it a name like Hello World. Okay. Now, if you want to change the place you're gonna put it, press Browse and pick a place, and then press Select Folder. I already have it where I want it to be, so I'm just gonna press OK. You don't have to mess with any of these stuff or like here. Just press by default, and yeah. Now it's creating the project. You might have to wait for like 10 seconds, but it doesn't take that long. Okay, now we're in. So now first of all, when you look at the project, you can see something called #include and this weird stdafx.h. So I will be teaching that later in this video. So let's first start with the main. So the main is like the main code, like the main running code in C++. So first, the compiler, which is Visual Studio, it checks if there's anything wrong, if you've made any mistakes and stuff like that. So it automatically goes to the main, and then it enters and does whatever it says inside. So, but what is main? So, like, what's it called? Like, a type of what is it? So, it's a function, but not exactly regarded as a function because it's like the main thing that's already ready there for you. But I will be explaining functions later in another video because it's too complicated to start with. So and if you notice, there's something called return 0 at the end. So this just means just finish the programs. It's not something really important. But and now you've just looked at the very basic features. I have to teach you like how to define variables. So variables are basically like stuff like, let's say, x, but you can't just write x because it's not gonna know what, let's say, what it's equal to, or is it a number, is it a letter, is it a phrase, or what is it? So first of all, you have to say what it is. So there are a few types of like things which you can define a variable with. So there's int. Let's say int x. It means the number can range around from -64 million to +64 million. It can be in any of that range. Okay, so let's not give it that big number. Let's give it 10. you can't put any letters in it. You can only put numbers, and it can't be more than 64 million or less than minus 64 million. So when you write this, it's giving an error on return 0. It says expected a semicolon. This is because whenever you write anything in C++, you need a semicolon, except for functions and for includes, which I will relate later on in the video. So now, this is our first variable, okay? Now let's make one more. Now we're gonna make a string. So, strings, one sec, guys. I'm calling. I just need to do something. Okay, guys. So you say string, but first you have to also include another file, which is called string.hatch or string, and you also have to say using std namespace. This may seem complicated at the start, but there are a few reasons why we're using this. So string means like any letters. Like let's say we're making a string called hello, and then we say hello equals to, you put those two speech marks and say what you're going to type, hello. So we have just basically said that the function the variable hello equals to hello. So now that's one more. Then we also have booleans. Okay, booleans are either true or false. So let's say we have boolean y, boolean y. We can say it equals to either, turn on caps lock, true or false, or 1 or 0. 0 is false, 1 is true. But you can't like say it's 2 because it's a boolean and only 1s and 0s or trues or false work. So let's for now say true. Okay, and then bam. Okay, it's giving error. True is unidentified. True. Yeah. I usually write capital, but it's just giving error for that, so it doesn't matter. You can write lowercase. So now we have 3 variables. Now what else is there? So there's doubles, which has decimals and big. My caps lock still on. There's doubles, which has like more than 64 million, and there's like and it also has decimal points. So it also has decimal points, but for now we're just not gonna bother with that. We're just gonna use these 3 simple ones. Okay. So now let's say we want to print something out, like just show it up. Actually, before we print something out, let's just see if it's gonna give any errors. Let's just run it. So first of all, before running, there's something called building. Like you press build solution, it checks if there's any errors. This is like building, but it won't run it. Look, build 1 successful, 0 failed, 0 up to date, 0 skipped. Okay, so far so good. That means there's no errors. So now we just press F5. If you don't want to build, you can just directly press F5 to like make it run because that also builds. And did you see a black screen popped up and it just left? That's what it's supposed to do. It's not hanging on for a while. Let's say we want it to stay until we actually press a button. Then we use underscore getch. Okay. Getch. Okay. This. Oh, it's not defined. Thing was. Then you have to make another include. Saying. I think it was conio. Yeah. Okay. So now it's look, it's defined. Now there's no error. You can find it. I think I have to explain what these mean now. So what does this mean? So a guy before, like definitely way before me, has went and written a library. In the library with like not exactly a library, but something like a computer library. So in this computer library, let me open it. I think it was like this. No, sorry, it's like this. So you just go on to get. You don't have to do this. Then press F12. Now look, this guy has written like crazy amounts of code. And we're saying include this library. Like I'm gonna be using some stuff that's like made in the library. They created in the library. So we say include that. Okay? So this is a library, this is a library, this is a library. Okay? And it enters this, when we say this, it enters this library and checks, is there something called getch in here? If there is, then it basically calls that. It basically calls that function in there and just does what it says. So now you're probably like, what is this gonna do? So let's press F5. It will debug, build, and run. Look, it's staying it's staying for longer. So what if you want to make it like go away? Now you don't press this X button here. That's not a good idea. You should press enter. Because if you press the X button, it will still be running. You just closed it. So you have to stop it from here. So I prefer just pressing any button. Enter. And then, so let's say you want to print something out. Let's say you want to print 10. Okay? So you do C out. And some people prefer printf, even though it's more complicated because it's also used in C, but C out isn't. So I'm going to be using C out for now because it's way simpler. Okay, so print X. It's really simple. It's undefined, isn't it? Okay. So like whenever it says something is undefined, but you know it's like there, so you just search whatever C++ library. So it was C out. Okay, I know what it is, but I can't find it. IOStream. Okay, so you do include. Sorry, you have to include. It should it's really famous one. It should find it. IOStream. Oh. Okay. Oh, sorry, I forgot the hash. Okay. Now it should also look. You can like, if you don't want to take space, you can just like close it like that. Okay, it just takes us space. Never mind. Well, now this is C out X. So what do you think this will do? Will it print out X or will it print out 10? Okay, let's see. Press F5. They'll print out 10, I bet. Told you. So I'm gonna explain why it prints out 10 and not X. So we're basically saying, look, whenever you even do it, it says int X, yeah. So this is going up till here. If we had done it like this, if you had put those speech marks like this, then look what will happen. Look what will happen. It will show X, and not the 10, but it will just show X. But for now, it's showing this. Okay, so let's say we want to say X equals 10. So then we would do X equals to, and then we close it, and then we put one more of this. Sorry. Then we'll put 2 of these again, and then we put X. So this is basically saying it's gonna come. I'm just gonna look from here. I'm just gonna go in and it's gonna write X equals to, and it's gonna pass here, and it's gonna print out 10 because that's what it's equal to. So now look, it's gonna say X equals to 10. Look, worked. Okay, that's one of the most simplest programs you can have. Just printing out stuff onto the computer. Now, let's say we want the guy to write something, like just write it. Then what do? You have 2 options. You can use scan F, way more complicated, or you can use sin. Very easy. I'll show you how to use it. Now, it will first show what X is, and then we're gonna say sin. Let's see if it knows what sin is. Yeah, it's defined. I think it's an audio stream. It's really easy to use. And then you write sin X. Now, you know what this does? This does whatever you type. Oh, sorry, wait. I also have to do something else here. And L. Okay, this and L means that go to the next line. Should be defined, yeah. It means go to the next line, just skip one line. So don't skip one line and just go to the next line. And then look, so this is gonna say, so when it comes here into the sin bit, it's not gonna say anything. You just have to type something in, and and then whatever you type and press enter, it will like throw it into X. So if you type 11, now X will be 11. But when you run it again, it will not be starting as 11. It will be starting as 10, because it's gonna go do this and it's gonna be 11. And the next time you run it, it's gonna say it's 10. So yeah. Okay. So because it's saying X is 10, so it always resets every single time. Okay? And then now let's do this. Now I'm just gonna copy this again, and look what's gonna happen. Okay. Press F5. Now it's gonna tell you. Now it's gonna say it's X equals 10. Now let's write 56. X equals to 56. Bam. That's our first like pretty decent program. It's not that decent, but like still. Okay, so now let's say we want to print out hello. Then what do we do? It's the exact same thing, you just write hello. No, I mean they're the same length, so I would bother with putting this instead of this. Actually, I wouldn't, because they're the same exact thing, so it doesn't really matter. But if you want to wait, I'm gonna try something. Is it gonna let me do this? So I'm gonna make So as you remember, I put bool y, which means it's either true or false. Okay, I'm gonna also change all of these to y, but I'm gonna try something. What will happen if I put something except true or false in this enter place? I don't know. Let's see. I mean, I do know, but I'm not gonna say it. This is 1 because remember I told that true was 1 and false was 0. So now let's type something like 5. What error is it? Didn't give any error because this is the reason why it didn't give any error. So now you're trying to put it in, but it's saying like, nope, this is not supposed to be for this, so it just throws that 5 in the trash. Something like that. That's like way simpler explanation. Okay, so now let's also learn how to save our file. Now this is the end of this lesson, and then the next lesson is gonna be way more deeper and better stuff. Okay, so you press. Actually, don't do that. Press Ctrl S. This automatically saves. And look, it says at the bottom corner, item saved. Now you can just press X and bam, it just closes. Okay. Guys, thanks for watching. Stay cool and please sub. I have like barely any subs, so please sub. Bye.